What is up to everyone out there, all my beautiful human beings, all my beautiful people? How are y'all doing today? My name is Brielle Renee. And in this video today, I'm going to show you, well, not show you, I'm going to give you some tips on how to buy a house as a single mom at 24. So if this sounds like something you would be interested in watching, I mean, you ain't got to be a single mom and you ain't got to be 24. You just got to know, you just want to know how to buy a house, and that's okay. So you can keep on watching and see what tips I got for you guys. So here we go.
We love the earth, it is our planet. We love the earth, it is our home.
So let's get started. Now, this is something that everyone should know, but everyone doesn't know, because I didn't know, but you should know. But we didn't learn it in school, so I didn't know, and you probably don't know. But I'm going to tell you. Credit. Yes. C-R-E-D-E. Wait. I am always bad with okay. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. Yes, I said it right. So with me, I brought my house this month makes a year that I've had my house. So I bought my house last year in November at the age of 24. I'm 25 now, but I bought it at 24. So we're going to talk about that. Okay. So the beginning of last year, your girl ain't had no credit. And what was on her credit reports wasn't good because she wasn't paying them hospital bills from when I had hospital bills from when I had my daughter, Sophia. And then when I had my apartment, I had got cable and I don't even watch TV, so I don't know why I got it. And I didn't pay for that month. And it wasn't that much money, but I let it sit there. So, it caused my credit to go down, down, down. And then I didn't have credit, so it was just a whole bunch of mess. So, the beginning of last year, I got a credit card. I got a secured credit card. So, I had a $200 limit. And the only thing I did was I would buy gas with it. And as soon as I was able to pay it off, I would pay it off. Now, you don't want to pay it off all the way to zero for some odd reason. For me, I think I kept at least, or is it 20%? You want to keep at least 20%. Because I kept at least $40 on the card. And they want to be able to charge you interest or something. But you're constantly paying it off, but you have to keep it below that percentage for it to look good for you. So that's that. And it takes at least 6 months for it to start showing on your credit report, for you to show them that, hey, I got credit, I know how to pay my bills. So it takes at least 6 months for you to be able to do that. Now, if you are making car payments and stuff like that kind of stuff helps. But I don't like to have any kind of payment, so I would always pay my stuff off, which didn't help me in the long run. But at least I ain't have payments every month, because I cannot. If I don't have to have payments every month, I'm not gonna have payments every month. But it goes all together, I say. So that's that. And so when you're thinking about starting to look for a house, make sure you at least give yourself 6 months. So if you ain't got no credit, make sure you at least give yourself 6 months to establish credit history. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2. make sure you pay your debt off. And if you're not able to pay it all off at one time, at least make sure that you're making payments on it so that they can see that you know how to make payments on it. At least do something. Don't just let it sit there, because letting it sit there is not good at all. It just shows that you ain't trying to do nothing right now. So at least if you can pay it off, that's what I did right before I got my credit card. I just paid all my debt off. I was able to just pay it all off because I didn't accumulate that much of it. But I just did that, got it out the way so I didn't have to worry about it. That was one less thing on my mind. But at least, if you can at least just make payments on it, make payments on it. So, step number 2. That was step number 2. Tip number 2. Tip numero 3. Make sure that the house that you are looking for is within reason, guys. Be realistic about the house that you are looking for. If you got money like that, then you got money like that. If you don't got money like that, then you don't got money like that. And you don't need to look like you really got money anyway, because you're going to be sitting here working all these hours trying to pay for this house that you just bought, but you can't even be in the house because you at work all the time. And you can't enjoy the house because you at work all the time. So at least make sure that you are within reason. Be realistic, and know what you can afford and can't afford, because you want to actually be able to enjoy your house. You don't want to have to stress about being able to make your payments. You don't want to have to stress really about too much of anything. Just make sure that it is within reason. Another tip that I have for you guys is that when you do get large amounts of money, when you are blessed with money, or when you get that bonus, or when you get something at your job, or when you get large amounts of money in particular, make sure that you put it aside, put it in your savings, and don't touch it. Just because you have it don't mean you got to spend it. Just act like you don't have it. Just forget about it. Like, just forget about it, and just act like you don't have it, and you will thank me in the end. You don't need them shoes. You don't need that purse. You don't need all that extra stuff to make you look like you got money. Just put it aside and let it marinate in your savings account, and think about the goals that you have in mind. Think about this house that you're about to buy, and don't think about the things that you can have right now. Think about long term. We're thinking long term right now. You got to think ahead and not now. Okay? Now, when you are saving your money, make sure that you have your down payment and then some. Because for one, when you move in your house, you're gonna want to buy stuff. So your down payment is really only a portion. My down payment really wasn't that much. So you're gonna need like more than that, like not even twice as much as that, because down payments really usually aren't like that bad. Like, down payments aren't really, like, they're not really much. So make sure that you have extra money, at least at that time. Make sure that you have extra money to pay for any inspections that you have to have done on your house, any kind of codes, any fees for anybody. You need anything fixed in the house. Just make sure that you have that money set aside so that you can, like, for me, when I moved into here, before I moved into here, I had to have the septic tank pumped, and I had to have my well tested, the water tested. Now, that was my choice to pick a house with a well and a septic, but that's kind of, I would rather prefer that than city stuff. That's just me. That's just how I roll. When you form a contract with the person that you're buying the house from, they do pay for some things, but they don't pay for everything. Like, you gotta make sure you got some money, okay? Make sure you got some money for that, because that's important. You don't want to be here and like, well, I ain't got the money for that. Like, you already, you know what I mean? And usually, when you sit down with a realtor and you sit down with the mortgage company, they'll like do all your finances and really help you through that kind of stuff when it comes to your finances. And that leads me to another one. Make sure that you can trust your realtor. Make sure that y'all cool. Make sure that you're vibing, because with my situation, I was working with somebody, like I said in the previous video, I was working with somebody and they was a little sketched, and I was like, this ain't gonna work. And I gotta go. And that's okay to do, because you're the one that's paying your money out of your pocket and you want the best for what you're paying for. So if they're not showing what you want to see, if they're wasting your time, if they're just going out and one house here, one house there, or like if they're really not doing what you tell them to do, it is okay to say, this isn't working, this isn't going to work, I'm gonna have to sever these ties with you and I'm gonna have to move on. And that's fine. I mean, sometimes you gotta do that with people in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that with people in your life, baby. But for real, it's okay to say this isn't working and go on and move on to with someone else. It's fine. So, when you find your house, you're gonna know it's your house. Like, you know that that's the house. And I went and I looked at a lot of houses, guys. I looked at a lot of houses, and when I pulled down the road to this house, I was like, yeah, that's it. Like, I didn't even really need to see the house yet. I'm like, yep, that's gonna be it. And you just know. It's just something inside of you that knows. So for all the people out there that have kids, and you're going to be moving into a house with kids and you got kids coming with you, make sure you pick a house that is in a good school district, that's going to have a good school for your child to go to, that they're going to get proper education, they're going to learn everything that they need to learn, and they're going to love the school. If you even want to go up in there one time and check it out and stuff like that, make sure that you consider that when you're looking for a house, because that is a very, very important thing. And that's one major reason why I decided to go ahead and buy a house, because I wanted to be stable so that my daughter would have a school that she can grow up in and have that connection with her school, you know? And not have to move all around. Like, she can have her friends there. She gonna be there. She's in 2nd grade right now. So she'll be there all the way up until she goes to high school. Then she'll go to the high school and it'll still be the same district and all that. So it's just make sure that you consider the school. Also, another tip for anybody, really single people, but anybody, make sure that you meet your neighbors and they're cool. You know what I mean? Make sure that you vibe with them. Make sure that there's nothing sketchy or fishy. Make sure that, you know, everything's cool with them and they don't seem a little crazy. I love my neighbors. I got one neighbor, so they're amazing. They're really cool. We just be out here chilling because I live in the middle of the woods, so we just be out here chilling in the peace and the quiet. And also other things that you can do, when you like have a house, you're like, do I want it or not? Go and check that house out a couple times. Like, I would come and ride around the neighborhood and just vibe and see what was going on. Like, what you doing? I'd be like, what you doing over there? You don't know, but I'm about to buy a house down here. I gotta make sure y'all cool. So just make sure that you do that, because that is important. And once you've done all that, hopefully you are on the track to buying your own house. And one last piece of advice that I would give you guys is to write it down. Write down your goal. My goal is to buy a house, and have that somewhere where you can see, or even just writing it down is enough, because now it's in your mind. Like, this is my goal. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. And just every day work towards that step by step. It's not all going to come at one time. It's going to take steps. You have to be able to go with the process. It's not always going to be easy, but at the end of the day, you're going to eventually be living in a house. So it's not, like I said, it's not always going to be easy, but it's not always going to be hard either. So just take it day by day, listen to your intuition, listen to your instincts when it comes to certain things. Save your money, build your credit, make sure you're in a good area for you so you can have a peace of mind. Make sure you're living within reason so you ain't at work all the time instead of being in your nice, beautiful home. And just love your home. So I love you guys. I love you guys. Make sure that you're spreading peace and love to everyone that you see. Make sure that you're being kind. Give somebody a hug. Give somebody a beautiful smile. You know, you never know what people are going through in their life. So just the little things. It's the little things in life that count. So I hope that you guys are having a beautiful day, beautiful night whenever you're watching this. And make sure y'all check out all my old videos. And make sure that y'all like. Make sure that y'all comment if you want. And subscribe if you want. It's cool if you don't. But hey, I don't know what videos I'm gonna make next, but I just wanted to get this one out there so that I can make other videos. So I hope that you guys are doing amazing. Peace out.